Yo. What's going on, guys? So glad you're with us. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell so every time we drop a video, you will
Everybody rock your body tonight.
What's up, guys?
Man, what's going on, man? So, y'all, I'm actually doing a continuation. We are doing a continuation of when we did the Thomas Sowell video when he was talking about global warming. And I'm curious to see what he's saying on this one, or is this the same video that we did prior? I'm curious to see if this is talking about something different in extension to what he was talking about on the previous video that we did.
You mean like his perspective? You got cookie crumbs on your lip.
I never forget, man. I was at the grocery store, Kroger's, a long time ago. I was coming and giving a scan of my groceries through. The guy who was bagging my groceries was an older guy, and I was like, man, you got something you look, because he had cookie crumbs all in his beard. And then he was like, the boss don't want me eating the food. And he hit it. It was like dust flew out his beard.
Oh my gosh. What Kroger was this?
Paces Fair.
Really?
Yeah.
How embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Now that's funny. At least you told him.
Make of global warming.
I think it's a classic example of the need for crusades. Now, many people are shocked by these emails. I'm not at all shocked by them. I read the original UN study years ago, and I was just curious as to how they were going to deal with the question that the temperatures went up first, and then there was the increase in carbon dioxide.
Right.
Because you can't say that A causes B if B happened first. And so I read this, and I could see they were tiptoeing through the tulips and the way they phrased things and so forth. They couldn't confront that. And now we're finding out that they knew darn well they couldn't deal with all the evidence.
So it fits the pattern of a group of intellectuals, climate scientists who have a very narrow competency, suddenly proclaiming that there's a crisis, scaring the rest of us, thereby creating a demand for their services,
Yes.
not as climate scientists alone, but as a kind of high priestly caste that can tell us all how to live and save the entire planet, and in the meantime generate billions of dollars worth of government programs to fund their research initiatives. And so it's a racket.
Yes.
All right.
But again, you have to take account of the ability of human beings to rationalize. I'm sure there are scientists out there who believe some or much of what they're saying. And there are other scientists who believe the opposite. But the ones who are pushing global warming are doing their damnedest to make sure that those who believe the opposite don't get heard in the public.
So shouldn't there be some large-ish body of climate scientists who say the data really does suggest that we're headed into trouble here, but precisely because my saying so as a climate scientist will look like special pleading, we as a community of scientists should be even more careful about being completely transparent, pushing the data out to the public. They should overcome the hurdle that it looks like self-pleading. Why isn't that taking place?
There's no payoff to that.
All right.
Imagine yourself as an assistant professor in some department where your senior colleagues who are going to vote on your pay, among other things, have millions of dollars in grants handed out to promote global warming, and you say just what you just now said, and they'll say this guy is incorrigible.
Global warming is the latest in a long, almost never-ending series of crusades. I've forgotten how many millions of dollars he's made out of this. The first column I ever wrote more than 30 years ago was titled "The Prophets of Doom," Profits of Doom. And so it's the same phenomenon today. I mean, there is money in this stuff. You have to pretend to be certain, because otherwise you'll get no support for what you're doing. I mean, you go around saying, well, I think there'll be global warming. Well, there's no money in that. I mean, there's no votes in that. I mean, I just talked to...
I like when he's saying that, because that's like when somebody's saying, man, I guarantee possibly.
Pretend to be certain. So it's all about the money when it comes to global warming.
Isn't that everything? Behind everything, every movement that's going on, just note there is a dollar amount that you gain for pushing these movements.
They got an account for it.
Yeah, the receipts.
God, and he told me that it's going to be global warming. Now let's set up a multi-billion-dollar program to stop it. So many places where they've had record low temperatures. They had snow in Houston, the earliest they've ever had. The last record for something like this was like 5 inches. They got 20 inches. I mean, what used to amuse me a lot in recent years is when they have schedule a global warming conference and they have to cancel it because of the cold. You know, I mean, it just doesn't make a dent.
Wow.
Imagine if you're an assistant professor in meteorology or climatology, and you think that global warming is a crock, and the full professors who are going to vote on your tenure and whatnot are getting millions of dollars in grants. I mean, how eager are you going to be to burst into print and saying it's all nonsense?
Wow.
Right. Absolutely.
But that's real.
Because it's the dollar. Simply the bread only.
The need for crusades, the ability to rationalize, quieting down the opposition. These are the things that I wrote.
What's the definition of a crusade, actually? What's the definition?
Like a voyage. They're taking trips. You know, you're going and the scientific research. So they're getting their crew together, their equipment, their hypotheses, and
a voyage?
Research. Yeah, a voyage.
Not just from a crusade standpoint of in an old pirate ship going
No,
across the
a
sails of the seven
voyage.
seas.
Get your phone out and look in the dictionary.
My phone is in the back,
But I'm saying,
and I'm in my boxes, so I can't get up and walk
pretty
to
much
the back.
what he's saying is that they're making all these trips to go and do all these travels to do this research. It costs money. Do they really need to be funded is the question. Need for crusades. These people are just needing to go and travel and do the research for the money, but he said it's not even real.
Yeah.
And then you got the people who oppose and are speaking against it, but you rarely hear from them because they shutting them down because there's no money behind it. So who's going to listen?
No minus.
And then he said they pretend to be certain. They pretend
That's
to be
tough.
like
That's
100,
tough.
like
That's
they
tough.
know for sure.
Like I guarantee, possibly. It is. I am
The
for
sun
sure,
gonna burn up
maybe.
the earth, if big bucks. I still feel, even though global warming, I hear what he's saying. I'm not, disagreeing, but I still feel that there is some type of change that has happened to the earth based off of time and how, God has allowed things to happen on our planet,
I call that biblical. But I said this before. I said that on so many videos before. I don't believe it's to do with. I don't believe that's
warming.
global warming.
It may not be global warming, but it's something. Some things have shifted on our planet.
Yeah, folks done went mad, and it's only a small percentage now, but it's enough to where things are starting to adjust as people start cutting up more. I'm telling you this, as the earth starts to turn more wild west, you're going to notice the increase of weather changes. You're going to notice things that have never happened before. You're going to notice things that you would never thought in years start happening with this weather. Just note, I want y'all just pay attention to as things change on the earth, as people start going crazy, as things keep being accepted as new facts and new truths. Watch how the weather starts getting crazy and crazy. It'll be tornado in a city that ain't, or in a state that it would never be imagined that the winds could come together there in that place and make a tornado. Watch. Just pay attention.
Okay.
I don't think it had nothing to do with the people messing with it. Yes, they can mess. That's why we're going to go to this other video afterwards. The other video talks about the
Manipulation.
cloud seeding.
Oh, okay.
Cloud seeding is real. Cloud seeding is real. Local farmers even do that.
Okay.
But
don't go off on no tangent. Let's get to the next video before you start giving off information before we even did the video burn.
all right, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't take a nosedive, but comment down in the section below if you want some
more.
more.
Yeah. Love you guys. See you soon.